are going to be taking up the topic of partition of property in India. Partition itself, the word signifies, means to part or to separate. अब हमारे पास कोई आता है, वो कहता है मेरे पास जी एक घर में 1/10वां हिस्सा है. I am 1/10 owner of the house. Can I get my share in the house? Yes, you can. You are, even if 1/20th owner in a property, you have the right to claim your share in the property. How can you partition your property? Now, when I say property, property means land, house, commercial property or anything. The only difference comes is seeking partition of a land is a different process. You go to a different court. Seeking partition of a house or a constructed property, there is a different process. You go to a civil court. Now, first thing, if you have 1/10th owner, 1/20th ownership in a house, now what is partition going to fetch you here? Partition means कि आप उसके अंदर दीवार खड़ी करके आपको 1/10 हिस्सा मिल जाएगा उस प्रॉपर्टी का. आपको पार्टीशन से क्या होगा is the question, because this is not what you're going to get is कि जैसे पंजाब, चंडीगढ़, गुजरात वगैरह में आप घरों के अंदर एक दीवार नहीं खड़ी कर सकते हो पार्टीशन के टाइम पे. होता क्या है, द कोर्ट, when we seek partition, let's say for a house or a building, so we file for an application for partition which is under the Partition Act. जब हम वो application file करते हैं, जितने भी co-owners हैं, let's say it's a family property जिसके अंदर 10 भाई बहनों का हिस्सा है और एक भाई ने उसकी पार्टीशन सीख कर ली है. कोर्ट हर भाई बहन को नोटिस भेजता है. कोर्ट कहता है आप आइए, whether you wish to partition your property or not. The whole procedure of evidence seeking their replies is followed under law, and once that procedure is followed and the court orders partition, then what happens? With that order, the court gives you an option to all the owners if somebody wants to buy off the other parties. If not, the court says you can find a buyer and have a sale in the market, and whatever money you get from the sale of the property will be divided in your share as per your shareholding. So this is partition of constructed property that I'm talking about. The second thing is partition of agricultural land. How does agricultural land get partitioned? Of course, it cannot be like a house or a commercial building. So there you have to go, because जो agricultural land है, it is also under the jurisdiction of a revenue authority, which is, let's say, a patwari or a talati or whoever the revenue official is in your area. So we file an application before that specific revenue authority to seek partition of your property or your land. Now there it is all subject to your ownership in your jamabandis, your fards, your सातबारा. उसके बेसिस पे एक अथॉरिटी सारे को-ओनर्स को, चाहे जितने हों, चाहे उसमें 20 हों, 25 हों, 50 हों, सबको नोटिसेस इशू करती है. कोर्ट then receives objections if parties have any objections. Based on that, statements are given as per possession, because partition of agricultural land in fact is much more tedious and complex than partition of a constructed property. Partition of agricultural land में ऐसा है because mostly people पुराने ज़माने से are in specific possession. So कईयों के पास कब्ज़ा रोड वाली लैंड पे है, कईयों के पास कब्ज़ा पीछे लैंड पे है जिसके पास पानी का एक्सेस नहीं है शायद, कईयों के पास शायद कब्ज़ा ही नहीं है, it is with one of the co-owners of the property. So that time partition becomes very tedious because everyone is fighting for their possession. Now, unless you are able to establish a very good case to show that why you should be given possession of a specific land, the authorities divide the good and the bad land equally. तो अगर हम 10 लोग हैं और एक ज़मीन हाईवे पे लगती है या मेन रोड पे लगती है, तो उस 10 इंसानों में से हर इंसान का उतना ही राइट है जितना दूसरे का है उस मेन रोड वाली लैंड पे, और जो पीछे लगती है जिसकी वैल्यू 0 हो या 2 रुपये हो या 10 रुपये या 10 लाख रुपए, उसका उतना ही राइट उस ज़मीन में भी है. In that scenario, partition helps you to divide the good and the bad land equally. So the process, again I'm reiterating and I'm going to be stating it again. The process for dividing or partitioning your property can be done, but is subject to आपकी कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी है जिसकी आप पार्टीशन सीख कर रहे हैं. आप शेयर होल्डर हैं तो आपका राइट है पार्टीशन कराना अपनी प्रॉपर्टी. आप अपना सेपरेट शेयर उस प्रॉपर्टी में ले सकते हैं. इट डजंट मैटर इवन इफ यू हैव अ म्युनिसिपल शेयर इन दैट प्रॉपर्टी. द ओनली डिफरेंस वुड बी हमने कौन सी कोर्ट में जाना है. क्या आपकी अगर कंस्ट्रक्टेड प्रॉपर्टी है तो हम सिविल कोर्ट में जाएंगे, और अगर आपकी ज़मीन है जो हम कहते हैं एग्रीकल्चर लैंड है, देन वी गो टू अ रेवेन्यू ऑफिशियल फॉर partitioning of the property. Also, if you are living abroad, it does not bar you from not seeking a right in your property. Let's say there is a person who lives abroad, his 4 or 5 brothers are living in India. They have been living in India on that land for 20 years, 25 years, they have been cultivating that land. You start feeling that for 20 years, I have lived abroad, how will I claim a right? Documents हैं, ownership बोलती है आपकी उस documents में. When you are an owner, you can seek partition of your property and seek possession along with partition of your property. This is not a case because people generally mistake it, or people get this, they're under this myth where they feel this is adverse possession. Somebody has been in possession of your property for more than 12 years, you cannot claim a right. No, you are a co-owner of the property. The documents show you are co-owner. The possession is joint possession of property. The documents show that. Then why not? Of course you seek partition. And once you seek partition, you get possession of your specific property. And even if you are living in any country or any state in India which is far, far away from where your property is, you still can claim a right. Your absence cannot be a reason for you to not seek a relief. So, whoever has properties and they feel that it could be it could turn into a dispute, or you feel that the other co-owners are taking away your right and what you could earn out of that property, you should file for a partition, seek possession on the basis of the documents which establish your ownership of the property.